Do you want to make a portfolio website for your business or client? Then you are in the right place. Today, I'll show you how to make a portfolio website in WordPress and Elementor from scratch. Here, I will use the free version of Elementor. If you don't have any previous experience about how to make a website, you can also make your own website just following this step-by-step tutorial. I'll show you all details in step-by-step. Beside that, I will also provide full template download link, so if it's hard to follow you, you can also download it and just simply import, and you will be good to go. Now let's have a look which we are going to make in today's video. Going into step by step. So the very first section, the hero section, I will show you how to create this kind of banner area from scratch. On the left side, you can add your name, the button, and it will be linked with your projects. Then here you can add your image, some text about you, and also your social link. Here will be the year of experience, and after that here will be the featured services. So here you can add your most demanding services which you provide to your customers. And after that, here is the works or portfolio area. So here you can add your best works with name and categories. Also, you can add link with these images and text. And if you like to create some details page, you can also do that. After that, here is some text about you. So in this area, you can add some details about you. After that, here we can add the specific skills on different tools. Like here I have added Figma, Code, WordPress, so you can add your specific one. And after that, in this area you can add your highlighted text or services or skills. After that, in this area you can add the client testimonial. This is very important. What's your client are talking about your service. So here you can add some best reviews or testimonials from your clients. After that, same thing, here you can add some highlighted text, and then here we can add best award or achievements in different times. And lastly, here is a contact form. So customer can fill this form and send message to you, and this information will send to your email address. Also, in the very top area you see our header is sticky, and when you click on services, works, about, it's going to that specific area. I will show you how to create this kind of sticky header menu. And finally, this site will be fully responsive on phone, and tablet. Finally, you will find a timestamp in the description so you can jump any specific part you need. Before moving forward, let me introduce myself. I'm Farjana Rashid, professional web designer and developer, and I'm working in this area for last 10 years. So you are learning from a real web developer. So far you see, if you think this tutorial adds some value to you, please give this video a big thumbs up, otherwise you may not find this kind of valuable tutorial next time. Also, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Also, if you like to work with me for any WordPress project, you can contact me through my website. You can fill this form and I will get back to you within next 24 hours. I have divided this tutorial into 13 simple steps. The very first step, purchase your domain and hosting. Today, I'll show you how to get a free domain for the first year and how to get up to 60% discount for hosting through my link. If you already have your own domain and hosting, you can skip this part, or if you don't have, then follow along. So to get domain and hosting, go to my sites, farjana-rashid.com. Go to tools, and if I scroll down, here is the Bluehost, and click on get started, or I will leave the direct link to the description so you can
go from there. So why Bluehost? In my opinion, Bluehost is the best web hosting provider. I am a web developer. I have tried different web hosting companies. Don't want to mention their name, but I personally ended up with Bluehost. Hundreds of my clients using Bluehost and they never complain about using it. If you see my Bluehost account, I have hosted here tons of websites and I never get a downtime. I always get instant support in case I need any help. Their customer support is really amazing and their pricing is really affordable for everyone. That's why I always recommend Bluehost. Now from here, click on Get Started. And here we will find several packages they created. Here we will find 4 types of packages. For the very first one, the basic one. So if you have only one website need to host, you can select the basic one. And if you have multiple websites, you can select their plus options. And with their choice plus option, they always recommend the choice plus option. Here you will get some extra feature for security. You will get free domain privacy, free automated backup for 1 year, and also will get some pro tools for your website. And also when you take the pro package, here you will get additionally free domain privacy, free automated backup for unlimited time, free dedicated IP, and also the same pro tools. But for all of the packages you will get a free domain. For the basic one you will get it for 1 year, and for all others you will get it for lifetime. And also you will get free CDN and free SSL certificate. This will included for 4 packages. And here all the pricing is showing for 12 months, and when you click on 36 months, the pricing is showing as per 36 months. For now I need to host one website, so this time we can go with the first one, but we can upgrade or downgrade the packages anytime as we want. So click on select from the basic one. Now here we have to type our domain name. So if you already have your domain, you can type your domain name here, or if you don't have the domain name, so we have to type a new domain name here. And on the right side here we have options .com, .online, all the extension which you need. I always recommend to use the .com, most preferable, and this .com is also good for SEO. Alright, here I'm typing the domain name Farjana WP and click on next. Congrats, your domain is available. So to get this domain name, click on continue. Now I have to fill this form with my own information. Alright, go ahead. Alright, I have filled this form with my personal information and then the package information. From here we have to select again the basic plan for 12 months. If you like to use for 36 months, you can also do that. So for 12 months, this is the discounted price. If you also check the packages from the first step, here you will find for all the packages they are offering their biggest discount for the first year. We are taking the basic one and here we are getting 73% discount. So where the regular price is $10 per month, now we are getting $2.95 per month. That's huge. Alright, let's go ahead. And from here, packages, extras. So these extra tools they are offering, we don't need these site backup options for now. We can remove. And site lock security, I'm also disabling this. So our total price is now $35.40. That's cool. And finally we have to set the payment information. So we have to fill this up, our credit card number, CVV and expiration date. I'm filling this up very quickly. Finally click on the terms and condition policy. So I agree with their terms and condition. Select this one and finally click on submit. Alright, your purchase was a success and they sent a confirmation email to my email address. Now going to check my email. So now you can see they sent me a verification email. Click to open. And from here we have to click on the verify your email. Alright, my email is verified successfully. By this time I got another email. This is for payment confirmation and the invoice for my purchase. Now from here, click on create account. Here is showing my domain name. Now I have to type my password. I'm setting a new password. Also going to retype the password and go to create account. Alright, your account is ready to go and now we can log in. Click on go to login. Now here I have to retype my password which I just created and go to login. I'm saving it. We can skip this step for now and let's go ahead. Click on get started. Turn off domain privacy and protection and confirm it. So we have successfully completed purchasing our domain and hosting.
Now going for step 2, install WordPress.
To install WordPress, first I'm going to my sites and then from here go to create site. Now we have to type the site name. For example, here I'm typing WordPress website and site title complete website by Farjana. Then here is some advanced option. We can set our email address, username and password, or if we skip that they will create some information by default. I like to type my email address and username password. I'm typing and then go to next. Here I'm going to install the WordPress website to the root domain, so the directory will be empty and the default plugins we can skip this, then go to next. Alright, now going to skip this step and our WordPress website installed successfully. Now we can go to login our WordPress. Alright, this is our WordPress dashboard and from here if I go to visit site, this is the default layout of our WordPress website. And from here if I go to appearance, the default theme is now activated 2023 and the look is like this. And if we change the look to a different one like Sinatra, and now if we refresh, so you can see our default look is changing. Okay, I'll work with that later. For now I'm going to cleaning up our WordPress dashboard. If I go to our dashboard, here we can see some notification or information box. These are coming from WordPress and our plugin settings. So first of all, going to plugins and going to select all the plugins, deactivate it. These are the default plugins. This is installed by default with our WordPress installation. And again select all. From here going to delete. Alright, now again going to dashboard. We can dismiss this notification. And then again going to post. Here is some dummy blog post. We are going to cleaning up. Go to trash and click on empty trash. Same for the pages. Select all page and move to trash, apply. Go to trash and empty trash. And finally going to settings, all is good. And going to reading. From here, the search engine visibility, for this time I am selecting on. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. Our site is still not ready to go, so until that I am blocking this site indexing from the Google or any search engine. And save changes. And finally going to permalinks, and from here we have to set the permalink. By default it's already set the post name like the domain URL, then the sample post. This is alright, we can keep with that. So for now we are all set and we are done with this step.
Now, if we check our steps, step 3, install theme. Now, I'm going to install this Ocean WP theme. To install theme, I'm going to Appearance, and from here, going to Add theme. Here, I'm searching for Ocean WP. The theme, we are going to use this one, so going to install and activate. Alright, now I'm going to install all necessary plugins one by one. First of all, Elementor. Going to plugins and add new, and searching for Elementor. The Elementor website builder. I'm going to install this one, and then Elements Kit Lite. Here we are going to use the free version of Elementor. So we need some extra add-ons plugin for Elementor to get some more features. The Elements Kit, going to install this one. Also this one made form is installed, and if we like to make your header to sticky, so for that I'm going to install this one, my sticky bar. And lastly, this one, Royal Elementor add-ons. Going to install. Right now, going to install plugins, and from here I'm going to activate all. Select all, then activate and apply. I check from plugins, see all is activated. Right, so now we can create our page and add some global settings. So go to pages, and from here go to add new page. You can add any name. I'm typing home and publish. Then go to edit with Elementor and skip. Alright, so here the page we can set it to full width. So from here page settings, we can set the page layout to Elementor full width. Alright, we can save our page, and now we can add some global settings. So site settings, and from here we can set some global settings like global color, fonts, and all others. So global color, we can change this color to your own theme color. For the first one, we can change it to the white color, and the secondary can add something grayish, and then the text color, we can also set it something lighter but gray, and then the accent can add something similar. And also we can add some custom color. So here we can add kind of black, and we can use this color as our background. And one more color, so another black 2, and can add the color code to 1C 1C 1C, and save changes. Now going back, and global font, so here we can change the font family to Worksense, and adding the same font family for all others. And save changes. And going back, also the background color, we can change the whole background color to this black, and also the mobile browser is black. Save changes. Going back, and the layout, we can also increase the width and make it to 1380. Save changes. Then from site identity, you can upload your logo. So here I'm going to upload a dummy logo. Before that, from here, I'm going to download some dummy images which we are going to use in this website. So download images and go here. This is a zip file. I'm going to unzip, and here this is a dummy logo, and this is white color and transparent. So I'm going to upload this one. You can upload your own logo which you have. Select this one, and also here we can create the site favicon. This is a small size and square size images, so we can create this from our logo. For now I'm saving it, and as this is a transparent and white color logo, so we can create a favicon icon from this. So if I go to Photoshop, and here we can add a background, can crop the logo like this and save it, and save as jpg and favicon. Right, now I'm going to upload, select save changes. We see the website, so we can see the favicon icon in top of this browser. Instead of this, you can add any image, any logo part as you like. All right, now I'm going back. Now, before creating the page design, we can design our header and footer. So if we see the reference website, here we have already designed the page, header, footer, and the whole page from scratch. Now I'm also going to create the whole thing again from scratch, so you can see how we can create this type of page design from scratch. So first of all, the header part, I'm going to dashboard, and I'm going to create it from Royal add-ons. But here we can see we need to set it up. So for that, first again going to plugins and Royal add-ons, going to settings, to go ahead, skip, and from the left side now we can see the options. So go to theme builder and header, going to create template, name header and create template, add condition, enter website, save condition. Now from here going to the plus icon, flex box, and we can take this structure. The left one, we can add a logo, searching for logo, taking this one, and on the right side we can take the menu. I'm taking the nav menu, and it's coming from Royal Add-ons plugin. Here we have to create the menu first, and then it will be visible in this area. For now I'm saving it, and let's go ahead to the dashboard again, going to dashboard and appearance and menu. I'm typing the menu name, can type main menu and create menu. From the left side we can add some pages, custom link, we can add some random and custom URL, can update this later, home, about, and in the same way going to add some more pages. Right, so I have added some menu item and saving it. Now again refresh from the header, and now we can see the menu is showing here. All right, now first from the logo and image, we can upload the image logo. I'm using this one, and you can also upload others images, like we have any different logo for mobile, you can also do that, or here will be the retina image, and the site URL will be linked with the site by default. You can remove the site title text, and you can see here is a border. So if I go to style tab, and here is the border width, so we can remove the border, right? All right, all looks good. And then the menu, here is the menu item. If I go to style tab, change the text color, we can make it to a text color, and also on hover can change it to white, and also the pointer color we can change it to white, and the alignment, from content we can change the align to right. We see from the side the text will be the uppercase, so if I go to style and typography, the text can be uppercase, We can decrease the font size to 14 pixel. Font weight can be semi bold, and here we can add some letter spacing. 0.5 is okay. And from this side we can see here is a box area around this menu item, so we can also do that. We can add a background. Go to background and we can add a background black 2 color for this one, and we can add some padding 5 pixel, or if I unlink for top we can set it 0, and also for bottom 0. And we can add some border radius, we can add 30 pixel. And finally we can add some width. So if I go to layout and width to custom, can set it to pixel and make it to 650. From here align center, and now again going to set the width to 60, the align int. Right now again going to the outer container, and from here the vertical align items center. And if I go to the responsive mode, so go to tablet. For this menu I go to content and the align to center, can set it like this. From the typography we can add the line height em and 1, can set it this. Now when I go to the phone view, so here I think we can change the basic layout. So again going to desktop, and if I again take a new flex box, and if I take the second one, now I'm going to copy and paste it here. Also the logo, copy and paste. Then for this outer container, can change it to the fourth one, so space between, and vertical alignment to center. Can remove the first one, and here also from advanced if I set the default width, that is okay. So this time we don't need the width. Also now if I check from the tablet view, can increase the logo area. So go to advanced, and if I add some spacing after the logo, we can do that. Margin, unlink and right, we can add 30, or we can increase it. So now we can customize it. And then if I go to the phone view, and here for the logo going to advance, and we can change the margin to 0. Now all is good. And for the menu, go to content, and here is the menu item. Going to style tab and mobile menu. If I click, so we can see here is it's looking like this. So text color we can change it to the text, and the background color we can change the black to, and divider height we can remove the divider. Vertical spacing we can increase it to 20, and on hover we can change the background color to black. It's good. And this icon, so going to toggle button, and the color we can change it to white, and the background color is okay. On hover we can change it to the text color, and the button width, or if I go to the content first, the mobile menu, from here can change the style. Toggle icon, here is several options, can set any one. Right, we can keep the first one. And if I go to toggle button, line height we can change it to 2, and button width can also decrease it to 45. Space between you can also customize it. Button padding, all right, looks good. And finally, if we need to add some padding in this header area, we can also do that. Padding 10 pixel or 20 for left and right, can decrease it to 5 or 15. Right, so I'm setting it like this, and finally saving our page. So our header is done. Now again going to the page, and now if I refresh, so this is our header. And now in the same way we can create the footer for this website. Going back to dashboard. For that, going to footer. Again, go to create template, and here I'm typing footer, create template, get condition, and for entire website, save condition. Now click on this plus icon, flex box, and here I'm selecting this layout. For the first one, we can add the logo, then some text. All right, so I'm adding logo and upload our logo image, removing title text, and from style, scroll down, border, none. And next, here will be the title text. Taking this heading and updating text, going to style tab and typography, font family is okay, and font size 22. We can decrease the font weight to medium, and then here is some social text. So for that we can take icon list and cross it. For the first one, we can remove the icon, and the text we can use like Facebook, and here you can add your Facebook link. In the same way, duplicate several times and update the name Twitter, LinkedIn, Behance, and the name you like to add. And the layout, we can select the inline. Then from style, going to text and typography, can increase the font size to 17. Right, and in the same way, here is the office address and phone number. So we can copy the title and paste it. Then we can change the text, and here will be some address and phone number. All right, so I'm just going to duplicate. For the second one, we can use the same elements, and if you like to change the HTML tag from here, we can change it to paragraph. And from typography, we can decrease the font size. We can remove the size and can add it to 14 or 17 is good. And line height 1.2, right? We can keep it. And finally, the phone number. Can increase the font size. 28 is okay. Can make it to semi bold, and decoration underline. And finally, you can add some padding with it. Go to advanced, and for padding 50, and for left and right we can set it to 0 and publish. Now for the last area, so here taking one more container, taking the second one, and here there will be same icon list, we can take it, and here is the text. All right, so I'm going to copy paste also this one, paste. And for this container, we can change the justify content to space between. And also here we can add some padding in the same way, going to advanced and adding 30 pixel. Also remove for left and right to 0. And here we can see here is a border showing in top. So going to style tab and border type solid 1 pixel, and it should be only on top, so making others 0. And the border color, we can add something darker. All right, now if I hide the panel, we can see this the border should be inside another container. So here we need to take another inner container. We take it and just copy the style, and inside this we can take one more container. And if I go from the structure, here paste style, and now copy and paste. Also we can copy and paste and remove this one. Now if I hide the panel, all right, looks good. Now we can update the content. So here we can add some page link if we need. So here I'm adding some random name. FAQ carriers contact us. Okay, we can use the same name. And here we can also increase the space between each item. So space between, yeah, we can keep it. And in the same way, update the text for the copyright. So here I'm going to add this text. You can add your copyright text in this area. Now, if I check the responsive view, go to tablet. Here we can decrease this text and make it to 14 pixel, and same for the copyright text style, and also for the phone I'm making it to 20. Yeah, 20 is okay, looks good. And go to phone view. For phone we can change all the text to center align. So alignment center, here alignment we can make it to center. Same thing for all. And this should be 100% width, so going to advance and width 100%. All right, so all is good, and finally save our page. Now again, if I refresh the page, so our footer is added. Now I'm going to create the page design. Now before creating the page design, if we check our steps again, so from here you see, before creating our header and footer, we need to add some custom CSS. So if I click CSS code, and here is the CSS, I'm going to copy, and if I open it and go to customize, scroll down additional CSS, close it and paste it here, publish. All right, now again refresh the home page, and for the very top section, if we see the design page, so we are going to create this exact design. First let's create the top area. So this is a 3-column structure. For that, go to the plus icon, flex box, and take the third one, and also we can duplicate the second one. So now this is the equal 3-column container. Inside the first one, we check the design. Here is a text and a button. So we can copy this text and cross it, and here I'm taking a heading and changing the text, going to style tab, typography, and we can increase the font size to 60 or 64, font weight to medium, and then we can add a button, change the text to view projects, and with this button we can add a icon library, type arrow, we can add this one, and arrow position to right. We can change the color, the text color black, and the background color can keep it as it is. And here we can add some border radius 25 and padding 15 pixel, and for left and right we can increase to 20, and the font style, going to typography, font size can be 14 pixel, text transform to uppercase. And on hover we can change the text color to black, and sorry, you can change it to the text color, and the background color can be black, and we can add border. So if I go to normal and border, we can add solid 1 pixel, and color can be white. So when we hover, going like that. From here we see the button looks like this. Then for the middle, here will be image, and we can take this is another item. All right, so going ahead, so I'm taking image and upload the image. Before that, if we go to the outer container and we can add a min height, we can select the V8 and min height to 90. Then for the first container, it should be vertically centered. So justify content, we can select this one and we can add some gap between these two. So going here, advanced and margin, bottom 30 pixel. Yeah, looks good. And for this button we can also add some hover effect. If we go to hover animation, here is some effect, we can add this one. All right, looks good. Then go to this image and here we can add a image height. So go to style tab and height, can increase it to 650 and object fit to cover. We can add border radius 200 or 300. So it's looking like this and here is a border. So we can add a solid 2 pixel and color, we can add the accent color. And then here is a two type text. So we can add another structure, or here we can add a grid. So adding it, it should be 2 column and row will be 1. Now if I see here, so here will be two type text. One is this one, and in the left I'm taking a heading and adding this text. From style tab, typography, I'm increasing the font size. I'm making it to 70 and font weight to normal. And text alignment, we can make it to right. And here the color is white. All right, so we can keep it. Now in the same way, going to copy and paste, and also I'm adding this text, years of experience, and paste it here. Also from style tab, decreasing the font size to 22, and font weight we can make it to semi bold, and also the line height we can make it to em and 1.2. Yeah, looks good. And if we see, the color is already white. All right, now again going to the container, and from here align items, we can make it to vertically center. And if I go to style tab, here the background color can make it to black, and we can make it to transparent. Also here we see this is a class effect. So to add this, we need to add a css class. If I go from advanced, and here I'm typing class bg, class underscore bg, and here can decrease the width. I'm making it to, sorry, going to layout and width, I'm making it to pixel and make it to 300. Here we can add some padding from advanced, padding 10 or 12, and for left and right we can make it to 0, and we need to move it to top and this right corner. So for that position we can make it to absolute, and right, and set it to minus 158, and from top can set it to bottom and moving it to top 484. Move it to more. For padding, yeah, I'm adding padding for all side, and here we need to add some border radius. So going to border and radius 20, and here for this text we see from the structure, and the second one alignment can make it to left. And finally, if we check, here is some box shadow. So let's add this. For that, going again to this grid and border, here is the box shadow. Here we can add a white type color. 50% and horizontally 2, vertically so spread 2, right? If I save this page and review changes, right? Now the third column. So here will be some text. Here, taking a text module, adding our text. Here, alignment will be right. Style tab and right. Typography 16 pixel. Font weight is normal and the text color by default this text. All right, so we can keep it. And then for the social, we can also take the icon list. So click on this plus icon and searching for icon list. I'm taking this one, crossing these two for the first one, remove icon and Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Behance. So for the first one, Facebook, it and changing to Twitter. So here you can add your social link for this specific platform. Also duplicate and changing this text. Here going to style tab and alignment to right and going to style tab, typography, font size to 10 pixel. All is good and the color we can keep it. Finally going to this container and for justify content can add it space around align item int or we can leave it. All right, so now if I save it and refresh from here, we can add some spacing in top of this image. So for that I go to image fonts from margin top we can add e and also we can move it to bottom. Going to add fonts and now looks perfect. Now if I see on the responsive view, so going to tablet and decrease this font size, going to style tab and typography, making the font size to 35 and increase the line height and 1.2. Okay, and for this image we can decrease the image height, so going to style tab and height and decrease it 550 and also for this grid can decrease the width, so here can make it to 240 and here we can decrease the font size to 5 for this second one. If I again going to structure and the second one, here we can change it to 16 and decrease the width more to 20 is good. And for the right side you can also decrease the font size to 12 and here we can also decrease 14. Yeah, all right, now again going for phone view and first of all for this container we can add some padding in top, so going to advanced and making it to unlink. Here I'm to 10 5 and making it to unlink. For top we can add 70 and here alignment making it to center. Next for this button making the alignment to center and next if I scroll down image looks good and for this area if I go for grid, here column will be 2. If I change the position and the width, so here going to layout and width can make it to 250 and also the position we can move it to more left. You can add some more spacing below this image, so going to advance and unlink for top 60 and bottom 60. Now again for this grid going to advance and position like this. All right, and finally this text making alignment to center and the last one alignment to center. Right, looks good. And for this container for padding, here is some padding in top. Also we can add some padding in bottom, so we can add same padding in bottom and save this page. Also, if we check the tablet and for this text, can increase the size 45. All right, so looks good and save it. Going back, right? So this section is done, and now we're going to create the second section, services. So for that, again, taking another container, click on this plus icon, flexbox, and I'm taking this one. And inside this, for this first one, we can take a grid. So plus icon and a grid that will be 3 column 3 row 1. And here we can customize the width. So for the middle one, we can make it to 2, and first and last will be 1. And here there is a border in top, so for that, going to style tab, border, and border type to solid with 1 pixel, or making it to unlink, making it to 0 for others, only will be for top. And we can add a grayish dark color, or I'm adding 7C 7A 7A. Now for the first one, we can take heading. So click on this plus icon. I'm taking a heading and adding the text, my services. Going to style tab and typography. Font size can be 16 pixel. Semi-bold is okay. Text transform to uppercase. And in the same way, taking another one and adding this text. Going to typography from style tab, and font size can be 60. Text transform to uppercase, right? And for the last one, here is a text and icon, so we can take a icon box. I'm taking this one. Here I'm changing this icon to arrow, taking this one, and text will be hire me, and removing the description. Going to style tab and position the right. For icon size, we can decrease it, making it to 20 pixel. And for content, typography, making the font size to 14, and text transform to uppercase. All right, we can keep it. And finally, we can add some padding. So go to this grid, and from advanced, we can add padding 30, and for left and right 0, and bottom, we can increase it to 70. And next, for this area, we can take each of the grid. This will be 4 column grid. So again, I'm taking another grid after this one, and here will be 4 and row will be 1. Also, we can customize the size. For the first one 1, and 4FR, then 4FR and 1. So the first one will smaller width, then large width and smaller. We are trying to make the similar. For the first one, I'm taking another heading and adding text. Here, if you don't like to keep the H2 by default, so we can change it to P, and from style tab, we can update the font size. I'm making it to 16 and uppercase. The same thing, we can copy and paste, change the text. Going to style tab, and we can increase the font size to 40. And for this one, we can take a text module. I'm going to copy, and here I'm taking text editor, and from code, we can add it here. From visual, so now it's divided in 3 lines. And finally the icon, so here we can add icon, and taking this one, changing this icon to arrow, and here you can add any specific link with these services. So here this is specific service, and if you have the details page about this service, so we can create a different page and we can link this page with this icon. For now I'm just leaving it as dummy, and from style tab making the align to right, and font size or icon size can be 22. And finally for the grid we need a border bottom. To add border, go to style tab, and here is border, solid border bottom 1 pixel, and we can add a dark color. All right, now here is some extra padding. We can also remove padding, and finally we can duplicate it 3 times. So for this grid can duplicate 3 more times, and now I'm going to update this text. Alright, updated all the text, and finally we can add some padding for this container. So going to advanced and padding, making it to unlink. For top can add 20 and bottom 70. Alright, so this section is done, and then the work section. So going to create this section. So here again going to flexbox and taking this container, and for this one first of all can take some padding, going to advance and making it to unlink. For top 80 and bottom 80. Also from layout we can make the gaps to 0. Now for the first text we are taking another heading and typing works, going to style tab and align to center. From typography making it to very bigger, almost 400 or 420. Text transform to uppercase, right? And then if I scroll down, so we can see here is a nice effect. So we can create this effect. First of all, creating this box with image and this text. Alright, so for that, first we have to take one more container. So click on this plus icon and container after this heading. And here we can see it's smaller in width. So container width, we can make it to 70%, and it will be in center. So going to advance and align self center. Also the padding we can make it to 0. Now inside this we need to take a image first. I'm going to upload a image. For this one, from the image folder going to work and going to select all and going to upload all, and taking this one. And here if I go to style tab, and we can set a specific height, for example 500 or 600. So all image size will be same, and object fit we can set it to cover, and center is okay. And then if I see here will be two text, one is for the name and one is can be for category. So this is a title text. I'm going to copy, and this here will be another heading, adding this text. Going to style tab, from typography making it the font size to 50, and font weight can set it medium, and this will be in 2 lines. So here we can add a line break and increase the line height. So going to typography and em line height 1.1. All right, okay. Now we can remove the padding, and this will be the absolute position. So position absolute, and from bottom now we can add some padding in bottom and left. So from padding left 30 and bottom 30. All right, now in the same way we can create one more text, branding. So this can be specific category, can duplicate this, and position can be right and top. Now changing this text, and from style tab font size can be 14 and font weight to normal, and here the padding for top we can set to 8, or we can remove it for now. So here if we check, here will be a background color. So here we can add some padding and also margin. Or from advanced, here is the background and background color. I'm adding black color and also some transparency, and need to add some padding for top and bottom 8, and for left and right 20 or 22, and there will be some border radius, so going to border and radius 30, and finally need to add some margin for top, adding 30, and right 30. All right, now again if we go to the whole container, for this one, this is a this container, so we can duplicate this. If we check here, 2 3 4, so 2 3 and 4, so I have duplicated several times. Now going to update the images and text for all others. Right, I have updated all the content. Now, finally, we need to add this effect to our website. So, for this, I have already added all the necessary CSS. I just need to add some small class name for each of the item. For the very outer container, go to advanced, and from CSS class, we need to add the class name all dash cards. Now for the large heading, going to advanced, and CSS class will be card 1 and index will be 1. And in the same way for the small container, the CSS class will be card 2 and index will be 2. We check, see this 2 is working. All right, let's go ahead and first add all the items. For the third one, in the same way, I'm going to add the class name to card 3 and index will be 3. Then for 4, and from advanced, card 4 and index will be 4. And finally, for the last one, it will be card 5 and index will be 5. Right, if I save this page and now go to the preview changes. Now for this section, if I see one by one, right, so our animation is added perfectly. All right, so this section is done, and now going ahead for the next area. For that, again going to take another flex box and container, taking this one, and here going to add some padding. So going to advance and padding, first making it to unlink and adding some padding in top. With that, here I'm taking another grid, and row will be 1 and column will be, and here the left one is smaller, right side is bigger. So if I go to customize it, for the second one we can make it to 1 by 3, and now for the left side taking this title, and for design if I scroll top, so going to copy and paste style, and going to copy and paste it on the right, and changing the text to this, updating text, going to style tab, and from typography we can increase the font size to 40, transform to default, and font weight can be normal, or you can set to medium. Right, so for this grid we can add some padding, so going to advanced and making it to unlink for top 30 and bottom 70. Right, then here is another structure, so I'm taking another grid, 3 columns. So again going here and taking another grid, and row will be 1, column 3, and here the first one is large and 2 is smaller. So here if I go to custom, and for the second one sorry, the first one will be larger. So I'm setting 2 and 1 1. Also, the overall width, I'm making it to smaller, like 70%, and also making it to center. So going to advance and align self to center. Also, we can add some padding. For top, you can add 30 and bottom 70. Now here, going to add this text and another heading, adding this text, and will be yellow color. All right, so here we can add some style. So I'm adding HTML tag span and style color yellow and close it here. And also we can add some padding on right. So here going to advance padding for the right side, adding 90 pixel, and also checking the typography, increase the font size to 20, and also the line height em 1.2. Yeah, all right, looks good. And now for this one I'm going to copy the text, and for this one I'm taking text editor, and from code I'm going to paste it, going to visual and making it to bullet list. And for the second one, press on enter, and same for others. And in the same way, copy and paste, and also going to update this text. Doing same for this. Right, so this is done, and also saving this page. Next, if we see here, so next I'm going to create this area. So for that, again going to take another container, taking this one, and inside this we can take a 5-column grid. So click on this plus icon, and grid column can be 5 and row will be 1. Now if I want to create the box, so for that click on this plus icon, and here we can take a image box. So searching for image, and here is image box in this one, and I'm going to upload this image, going to fields, and we can upload these icons first, taking this one and updating the title. This will be the title, and will be description. All right, now going to style tab. For title, if I go to content and here is title, we can increase the font size to 55. Width can be medium, and we can decrease the letter spacing -2 or -3. And for description, going to typography, and font size can be 16, transform to uppercase, and font weight to medium. Now here we have to set a width, and there will be background color and border radius. So going to advance the width, I'm making it to custom, and width can be in pixel. I'm making it to 200 or 230. And for the background, going to background color, I'm adding black 2, and border radius I'm adding 100 or 200. And here we need to add some padding, so going to layout and padding, making it to unlink. For top we can add 80 and bottom 80. Also we can add some padding for left and right, but I'm adding 20. And here we can set a image width, so it can be same size for all images. So going to style tab, image and width, setting it to pixel, and increase it to 75 pixel is good. And finally we can decrease the spacing between image and text 10 pixel, and content spacing 10 pixel is good. Finally I'm going to copy it and paste it several times, and going to update all the content. For the second one, going to upload the image. It will be 95% and changing the text. And the same way I'm going to update all others. Alright, so updated all the content, and finally if we see from the grid view, we can make the alignment center for each column. So from grid, justify item, making it to center. Alright, so this is done and I'm saving it. Now going for next step. So here I'm going to create this scrolling text. For that, first we need to create a full width container. So going down and flexbox, I'm taking this one, and content width will be full width. And here we can add some margin and padding. So for margin, I'm adding some margin top, and padding we can make it to 0. Also we can add a background color. So going to style tab and background, I'm adding black too. Now inside this I need to take another container, and for this one, from here I'm making it to custom, and here I'm typing max content. So it will take width as per our content length. Now inside this I'm taking this text. So for this we are taking icon list, this module. It will be under this container, and here I'm just changing the layout to inline. And for the first one, there will be this dot icon and text. So I'm changing this icon to something like this. I'm taking this circle and text, web design, and crossing these two, then duplicate several times. And now I'm changing this text for others. Alright, so updated all the text and going to style tab. So going for icon first. The size we can decrease it to 10, and gap between text and icon we can make it to 20, and alignment vertical align 1. Then for text, going to typography and font size 28, and increasing the font weight to semi bold. And also we can increase the space or gap between each item. So going to list and space between 20 or 25. Now we need to increase this text, so we can duplicate this icon list, duplicate one more time and also one more time. Now if I go to outer container first, and to create this sliding effect we also need to add some CSS class. So CSS class, I'm adding the class name to sliding text, sliding dash text. Also from layout, from additional option, overflow will be hidden. And also going to this second container, from advanced and the size, I'm selecting the first one, grow, and the CSS class, this will be marquee, MARQUEE. Alright, so first I'm saving this page, and if I see from the preview, so it's working like this, but here we need to add all the list in one line. Right, so for this again going to this container and content width, it will be full width, and then we have to select the custom width and type max content, and finally direction will be row. All right, perfect. So now it's looking perfect, and if I save it and if we check from preview changes, you can see this is working perfect. Alright, so next going to the testimonial area. For that, going to this plus icon, flex box, and taking the first container, and here need to add some margin top. So from advanced margin and top, adding 100. And inside this, need to add this title text. Going to copy, and here I am adding another heading, adding this text, and here is a line break. Then from style tab, going to typography and increase the font size to 100 and font weight to normal. And after that, need to add another section for these testimonials. So again, going down and click on this plus icon, taking the second container, and here we can go to advanced, and we need to add some minus margin in top, so making it to unlink for top, going to add minus 50, and also going to add some padding in bottom, adding 100. Now inside this area, click on this plus icon, and if I search for testimonial, and I'm taking this one, it's coming from the Elements Kit plugin. From the layout, here is several design. You can choose any one. I'm selecting this one, and from settings, slide to show, I'm selecting 3. And first of all, I'm going to add this dummy content. For example, this will be text, going to testimonial, and for the first one, here the review, and here will be the client name, and here will be the designation, and here is showing the testimonial ratings. So you can add rating, or if you like to disable it, so we can hide it from top. And here is the client image, so you can upload client's small logo or small image. Going here to upload testimonials, and going to upload all these images, select this one. And also you will find more options to add, like here you can add the client company logo, active testimonial, also the background color. So here is more options if you like to add. And here is the quote icon. By default it's here, but you can change the position on top. All right, I'm leaving as it is. And now crossing this bottom two and duplicate this 4 times. And now going to update others content. Right, updated all the content, and now going to style tab, and here there will be border radius, transparent background. So border radius, I'm going to add 30 pixel, and background color, I'm adding black color and also making it to transparent. And then going to description, changing the color to text, and typography, making the font size to 22, font weight to medium, and line height making to EM and 1.4. Now in the same way, going to client, and the text color for client name, we can set the name to white. Client description, the text color, and here is the quote icon color, we can make it to the text color. Also for all the boxes we can set a specific height, so when we have small text it will take the equal height. Wrapper content style, so here use fixed height, and we can make the height to 150, or we can decrease it to 135. All right, so this section is done, and finally saving our page. Next, if we scroll down, so going to create this area, so we can do it in the same way as we create in top. So first of all, taking the plus icon and flex box, taking the second one and making the content width to full width, align items to center, and from additional option overflow will be hidden. And from advanced we can add some margin top, so for top we can add 50 pixel, and for padding we can add some padding in bottom 150. And here I'm going to add the CSS class name to sliding text. Finally we can copy the inner container from the top, going here and copy, and inside this paste it. So it's getting this effect by default. And here I just need to update the text. So I'm crossing this, and here I'm going to add the text, recognition, and hours. The first one can be hours, and the second one recognition. Also, for now, I'm just deleting these two icon list and this one, and duplicate it several times. Also, for the first one, going to style tab and increase the text size to 180, and also the icon size, making it to 50, and cap we can make it to 30. Also the space between from list, making it to 50, and also you can decrease the line height. So going to text, typography, and line height, I'm setting it to 1 pixel. And now going to copy the icon list and paste style to others. Now if I save it and checking it from this preview, here I think we need to add some padding in top of this container again. So again going back and going to this container, advanced, or the outer container, and from here we can try to add some padding. All right, I have added 50 pixel in top, or 45 is okay. Finally, if we check here, we see here is a shadow in left and right. So I have added CSS already inside, and I just need to add a extra class name to the outer container. Beside this CSS class, add a space and just type shadow. It says ADOW, and you see the shadow is added. Now if I save and refresh, so you can see it's working perfect. Alright, so this section is done, and next I'm going to create the next sections. So for that, again go to the plus icon, flex box, and taking the first container, and here going to advance from padding, adding some padding in top 70 and bottom 150. Now here we can take another grid inside this. So click on this plus icon, and I'm taking a grid, and it will be 1 row and 4 column, and we can customize the ratio. So for this middle we can increase the width, for right and left we can keep less. So for middle we can make it to 4 and 4. For the first one we can make it to 1.5, and the last one can be very small, 0.2. And now for the first one we can add another title. So I'm adding heading and add this text. We can make it to P, and from style tab, typography, making the text size to 16 pixel, and text transform to uppercase. Now we can copy and paste it here, and changing this text, and same for going to paste and adding this text. From style tab we can change the font text transform to default, and finally here will be a icon. So click on this plus icon and searching for icon, I'm taking this icon, and searching for arrow, taking this one, and from style tab making the icon size too smaller, I'm making it to 22, and from advanced we can rotate it. So going to transform and rotate, making it to -45. Also we can set a specific custom width. So going to custom and width in pixel to 20. Now going to this grid and align item to vertically center, and from style tab going to border type to solid 1 pixel, and adding border color 464545. and need to add some border radius. So here I'm adding 50 pixel, and also we need to add some padding to this grid. So going to advanced and adding padding 30 pixel for all side. Now if I save it and take it from preview, so now it's look like this. Finally, we can duplicate this grid several times. So here 3 4 5 6, this is 6 times, so we can duplicate to 5 times. And now I'm going to update this content. All right, updated all the content, and finally can decrease the space between each item. So for that, again going to the outer container, and gaps we can make it to 10, or we can increase it to 15 pixel. All right, so we are done, and finally saving this page. All right, so this section is done, and next this image area and the contact form. So let's go ahead to create this section first. Scroll down. Now click on this plus icon, flex box, and taking this container. And inside this, taking one more container. And for this one, I'm setting the min height. So going to V8 and min height to 80. And now for this one, going to style tab, and here is the parallax. So enable background parallax, I'm going to enable it, and going to upload the image. So from here going to select the image, select this one, and if I scroll down, scrolling effect, make it to zoom. Now here will be border radius, so going to border and radius 100 or 20. So set it 120. So here we see image is showing as repeated. So now if I check from the preview also, we see it's looking like this. All right, so from here, if I go to layout and from additional overflow hidden, and now if I save again and check, all right, so it looks perfect from the preview. Right, so this section is done, and then if I scroll down, here is the contact form area. So let's go ahead to create this. Again, going down and click on this plus icon and taking this first container, and inside this I'm taking one more container. So here we can decrease the width, going here, then container width we can make it to 75%. And if I go to advanced, align self, so now it's in center. Also we can add some margin for top 70 and bottom 70, and padding I'm adding 50 pixel inside. Also there will be a border radius and grayish border, so going to style tab and border radius I'm adding 40 pixel, and adding a solid border type 1 pixel, and color can be something gray, and background I'm adding the background color to black, and also we can make it to 50% transparent. And here we see this is there is a class effect. So to add that we need to add a css class name, class bg, class underscore bg. All right, now inside this, first I'm taking this text, taking this heading and update this text, going to style tab, alignment to center, typography, increase the font family to 55, and then we can duplicate this and copy the text, update it, then going to style tab, and here we can make it to default size, and the text color can be text. Also here font weight we can set it to normal. All right, perfect. And here we can add some spacing between these two. So going for the first one and going to advanced margin bottom, I'm adding 30 pixel. And finally, there will be a form. So create that, click on this plus icon and searching for made form. I have installed this plugin. So taking this one, going to edit form. Here we can create from scratch, or here is already several pre-made layouts. So we can also take any one from this. So I'm taking the second one and edit form. Now we can customize the field design. So going for the first one, and here level, we can change it to full name, your full name. All right, so here is label. I'm typing full name and the placeholder will be your full name. Also, from settings, you can set it to as required or not. And also we can set the validation type. For now, I'm keeping it simple and then going to style tab and we can change all the style. So color, we can set it to white. Label color is changed and we can add some padding in top and bottom. I'm adding 15 pixel in top and bottom 15. All right, now again going to input and here padding, we can remove the padding in left and right, and for top and bottom we can keep 15 pixel, and input color we can change it to the text color, and the background color I'm making it to transparent, and for border making it to unlink, and it will be only for bottom, and border color we can make it to more dark, and here by default here is some border radius, so border radius I'm making it to 0. I hide the panel so it looks like this. So on focus we also need to update the background color. For input going to hover and changing the same color for hover. Text color and background color can be transparent, and also on focus changing the color to text and background color making it to transparent. And finally the placeholder, so we can keep the same color and typography for this placeholder text. All right, now I'm going to copy and paste style to others input. Paste style, and here first field will be name, email, subject, name, email, subject. So we can remove this second one, and here email we can set the same name, email address, and your email address. Here I'm updating the placeholder, then subject, and here will be another text field, so we can duplicate and update this text to your budget, updating the placeholder. And finally the text area, so this can be the message. I'm typing level and also the placeholder. So I have updated the placeholder text, and also here we can change the input field height from here, and we can make it full width from advanced and width to 100%. Also, if we like to set the field settings, like we want to make it to not required, so we can also do that. And also we can change the icon color. If, for example, if I go here and the style tab, here is the required indicator color, warning text color. So all we can change from style tab. Finally, here is the captcha. So if you like to keep it, you can do, or I'm just removing for now. Finally, the button here, send message, keep the label same. Then button alignment will be center, and here I'm going to add a icon arrow. taking this one and insert. It will be after text. From style tab, changing the background color to yellow color. Right, I am typing the color code F4FF39 and changing the text color to black, and also the icon color will be black, and on hover will be same color. For button on hover, the background color we can change it to text color, and here for the radius, so we can make it to more rounded. I'm making it to 30 pixel, and for padding for left and right we can increase it to 30. Now making it to center of this form like this, so going to advanced and width, making it to 100%. Alright, so our design is done, and now in the same way, if you like to take more input field, just search for input, and here we will find different kind of input field like text, email, number, telephone, date, time. So you will find lots of options, and for this form settings, from top form settings, and here we will find the options like success message after submitting this form. By default this is the message, you can update it. Here is the form title or form name, then required login. So to submit this form, user need to log in or create account, capture browser data, and hide form after submission. So here you will find several options. Then confirmation, so confirmation mail to user. So when user submit this form, they will receive a confirmation email. So here we can set the email subject, email from, reply to, and thank you message, and all these options is here. Also we can set notification email, so admin will be notified by a specific email. We can also set that from here. Finally, the integration option, so from here we can enable or integrate the third party email automation options like MailChimp. We can also enable HubSpot, Forms, Slack, and all these. All right, finally save changes and update and close. Also, we can decrease the padding or spacing around this form. So again, going to edit form, and if I go to this outer container, from advanced for left and right we can decrease the padding to 10, and for top we can increase it to 50, and bottom can make it to 20. Also here we can see here is a heading inside, so we can also delete, and here is the form. And now if I check the responsive view, perfect. For phone, alright, looks perfect. So going back and update and close. So our contact form area is done, and one more thing left, there will be a background image in this area. So for that, going to the outer container and going to style tab, background type, image. I'm going to upload this image, upload this one, select and repeat to no repeat. We can change the size to custom, making it to 300 pixel, and also we can set the position to custom. For X position we can set it to percent and making it to 15 percent, and for Y moving it to down and I'm setting it to 563, or we can move it to more down like this. All right, so this is done, and also the second container here we can make the gap to 0. Right, so this is now perfect, and finally saving our page. Go to preview changes. Alright, so now I'm going to check the whole page for responsive view. So going again for tablet from top, if I check. So for the top area, we already worked before. And now if I go for the second area, so here we can decrease the text size, going to typography and making it to 40 or 34. And here we can add some padding for left and right. So going to this container, advanced, making it to unlink, and for left and right added 20, or you can try 15, and also decrease the font size more, making it to 32. All right, in the same way for this text, decrease the font size to 30 or 25. Going to copy and paste style to others. Also, we can check for font for this area, making the alignment to center. For this one, center, and also decrease the font size. All right, 25. And here can add some spacing in top. So margin top 30 and space between. All right, so I have decreased it, and then we can keep the same table structure or grid structure. So for this, going to this grid. So here I want to keep the same grid structure for phone. So column, if I click on FR and remove this one, and now it's getting the same column structure like our desktop. And also here the font size, so we can decrease it more, making it to 20 or 16 pixel. Now doing the same for all others. First going to copy this text and paste style to others, and then for this grid going to copy and paste style to others grid. Right, so this section is done, and then going for the work section and going here, decrease the font size to 200, or we can increase it. 220 is good. And for phone, 110 is fine. Then for these boxes, for the first one, for this text, decrease the font size to 35 or 30. And the image can decrease the height. So height, we can set it to 400 or 350. So we can do same for others. All right, so this view is done, and going for the phone view, we can keep the same size and height for this area. And for this section, one more thing, if I go again for desktop and for this specific image, if I check from the designed website, so here we see here is a grayish background, so we can read the text clearly. So we can also make that for this image. Go to style tab and CSS filter, can decrease the brightness. Right, so now it's all right for this text, and finally save it. Now again going back for tablet, and for the next section, in the same way we can add some padding left and right. So from advanced, for top we can keep it as it is, and for left and right adding 15 pixel. Then decrease the font size to 25, and for this text can remove the padding, right? And also we can decrease the font size also to 17. So we can add some padding in top. So from advanced, padding top to 20. And if I see from phone, the alignment to center, for this one also making it to center, and decrease the font size to 20 or 18. And here going to advance and padding to 0, alignment to center. And for this text, can decrease the width to a custom width. We're going to this outer container, read or justify item to center. and same for the second one. This area we can also increase the line height 1.2, 1.3. All right. Also for this one, can increase it to 1.3. And then finally this section, scroll down, and here I see from the reference website, here we can make it 5 column also for tablet. So going to the image box, and we can decrease the width. Going to advanced, making the width to 120, and also we can decrease the padding to 50 for top and bottom, and 10 for left and right. Also we can decrease the image width to 50. The text size for title we can make it to 35, and the description can keep it to 14. Now going to copy and paste style to others. All right, so looks good on tablet. And if I go to phone, and here we can keep the same items size, and for grid column we can remove the column and can set it to 2 column. So now it looks perfect for phone. Right, so this section is done, and again going to tablet, going for this section, and here we can decrease the font size. So for the first one, going to style tab and text, we can decrease the font to 22 or 20 by copy and paste to others. And also need to decrease the icon size. So going to icon and can make it to 6 or 8. All right, and paste style to others. If I check from phone, all right, so I have to fix it for phone view. So again going to this container, and width will be max content, and it's working fine on phone. And then going to testimonial, and here decrease the font size, and for the next container from advanced margin top can decrease it to -40, and also adding some padding in left and right. So unlink first, and left and right can add 15 pixel. Also we can decrease the font size for testimonials. So going to style tab, description, and we can make it to 18 or 6. Also same way we can decrease the client name size 16, and client designation, or you can keep it. Also the icon size, set it to 50, and the height we can also decrease it. So layout or wrapper content style, so we can also decrease the height to 80. And if I check from phone, we can decrease the title text to 50, and for bottom container margin top -20, and padding bottom we can also decrease it, set it to 50. Also we can decrease the icon size, photo icon, and can decrease it to 40 or 35. All right, next going to tablet, and for next area, here we can decrease the font size. For the first list, going to style tab and text, is the size to 100, and by paste style to others. And now decrease the icon size. So the space between I have decreased it and paste to others. Also, we can decrease the bottom padding we need. So going to advanced and padding for bottom can set 50. And now if I check for phone, so same thing is here. We just need to fix the width for this inner container, make it to max content. And same thing, we need to decrease the font size and icon size. So changing the size to 50 or 40, and icon size, we can make it to 20. And if I copy and paste style to others, icon size made it to 15 pixel and gap can set it to 20 and space between making it to 30 and paste style. Right, so this section is done, and then going for this table, and it looks good on tablet. For phone, here go to this grid, and for column we can remove this one, and gaps we can remove it to 0 or edit to 10 pixel. And overall padding for this grid, go to advanced and padding we can set it to 15 pixel or 10 pixel. Finally, if we see the font size for phone, we can make it to 14 pixel and 9 height 1.2, and we can paste this style to others. Here this will be not uppercase for this grid. You can also customize the column width for the phone view only. 1.5 FR, then 4 FR, then 2 FR, and zero point 0.2 FR. Or the first one, we can make it only 1.5 is okay. All right, so I think we can go this way. So now going to copy the grid and paste style to others. And for this area, we can also add some padding for left and right, bring it to unlink. For bottom, we can also, for left and right, we can set it to 10 pixel. Also copy the font style for others from the first one. Right, this section is done, and for the next area from tablet first, for this section we can decrease the height. So going to this container and inner container, from here making it to 60, or we can set it to 50 also. And for phone we can also increase it. Right, so going for the next section, going to this contact area, can move the background image position. So going to this container and style tab, we have to set the image position to Z axis and by Y axis. And width, we can also decrease it to 200 for tablet. And for this title, we can decrease the font size to 35. And for this one, going to style tab and changing the font size to 16. Also we can decrease the spacing, so going to advance and making it to 20 or 10 pixel. Also check from font, decrease the title font size, making it to 25. Here, first of all, we just need to decrease the padding from left and right. So for this container, going to advance and padding, making it to 20 or 15 pixel. And for top and bottom, we can increase it to 30 or 40. Or we can set it to 50 for top and bottom. Now for the title text, Can set the size to 30 and this text is okay. We can also increase the margin top to 20 or 15 pixel looks good. And here we can also move the background image position for this container. Set it like this and Y position to bottom. I see. And size we can make it to 120. Right, we can keep it for phone and saving our page. So all this section is now looks good for phone and tablet. Also, here is some issues we can see for phone menu. So we can also fix that for header area. For that, again, we have to go to the header. Now from header, if I go to tablet view, first go to menu and here go to style tab. First of all, the pointer distance. So I'm going to increase it to 10. If I check also from desktop, so here go to typography and line height, setting it to 1 or 1 point, right? So 1.4 vertical spacing, set it to 5 inner horizontal spacing, making it to 0. Also the padding, so going to advance and for left and right, can make it to smaller by set 15 for left and right 10 pixel, and for logo I decrease the margin for right side. I'm setting it to 50. Alright, so now again going for the menu and padding for left and right can set it to 20. Also for top and bottom we can add 5 pixel, and for overall header if I go to the outer container from advanced and padding for all I'm adding 10 pixel or 15. Alright, so now it looks good on tablet. And for phone, so somehow it's not working. So from left side menu, mobile menu and show on. So if I set it to tablet and now it's working. So that case also the mobile menu will show on tablet view. Alright, that's also okay. And finally saving our page. So our header area is done. And finally, I need to link this menu item to that specific sections. So for that, need to go to the dashboard again, going to WordPress and appearance and menu. So for service, changing the URL to hash and the specific section ID. For now, I'm typing services and I need to add the same name as section ID for the service. So if I scroll down, this is the service section. Go to this container and from advanced, here is the CSS ID. I need to add the same name. Save our page. Also, if I save menu and now if I go to preview, now if I click on service, so it's going to these specific sections. Now in the same way, I'm going to add the section ID name and the link with this specific menu. Going to work and hashtag then works. Going to copy this name and from editor, the work section, container, from advanced, here is the CSS ID and paste this name. And in the same way, I'm doing it for all other sections. Alright, so I have updated all the menu items link and linked it with that specific sections. So click on service, it's going to service. And in the same way works, it's going to works. Then about, going to the about sections and testimonials, going to these sections. Finally contact. Alright, and here one more thing you see the menu item, it would be better keep sticky all the time when I scroll down so I can see and navigate to any sections easily. So to make our menu item or header sticky, we already installed a plugin My Sticky Bar. So from dashboard, go to My Sticky Bar and sticky menu settings. You can cross it, and from here we can add the CSS class or ID name. So it's better to add a specific ID name with this header. So I'm going to open header again and this container from advanced CSS ID header area. Save it, and also going to the sticky sections and hashtag then the ID. Now first I'm saving it, and now if I refresh our page and if I scroll down, so you can see our header is sticky. But here we need to do some customization. Like here, the background color, we don't need this background color. So we want to make it, if we see from this website, so when we scroll down, the header is coming sticky and this is transparent. So from settings, sticky background color, we can make it to clear, and when you scroll down it's coming after a few moments. So make visible on scroll, we can set it to 800, so it will come after scrolling 800 pixel down. And sticky transition time, we can also increase it to 6. All right, now if I save it and now refresh, going top, and now if I scroll, you see it's coming after a few seconds, and this is transparent background. Right, so this is done. Now I'm making this page as our main page. So in this time, if you see in top, we have created a page name home, and this is our home page. But now I want to create this page as the main URL page. Like when we go to our main URL, that page will be loaded. So for that, go to settings and reading. Scroll down, a static page, home page will be home, and save changes. Now if I refresh, alright, so our page is now loaded here. So we are almost done, and lastly I'm going to add some entrance animation with our items. For example, if we refresh our website, you see the image is loading and then this is coming after few seconds. So we can add this kind of effect with each of the item as you like, and we can do the same thing for all over the pages. So let's go ahead. So now, for example, for this image, go to advanced and go to motion effect. Here is the entrance animation. You can add different kind of effect. You see here is different kind of effect and we can select any one. So I'm selecting this one, fade in up, and animation duration by default this is normal. We can make it to slow or fast. All right, so for now I'm keeping as default. And then for this small grid, go to advanced layout, go to motion effect and entrance animation, fade in left, and we can make it to slow. Now in the same way we can do the same effect for all others item. Like for this one, go to advanced, go to motion effect, fade in right, and also for this one, fade in right, and for this one, fade in left. And also for this button we can do from bottom, so going to advance and fading up. Yeah, now saving it, and you can see here is a nice motion effect or entrance animation for each of the item. Now in the same way I'm going to add different kind of entrance animation effect with each of the item. To save our time, I'm just going to fast forward and let's do it fast. Alright, I have added entrance animation effect with most of the elements. Now if I save it and refresh, now scroll down. Alright, so these effects making it more professional and cool. Alright, that's all for today and we are good to go. So far you see, if you think this tutorial adds some value to you, please give this video a big thumbs up. Otherwise, you may not find this kind of valuable tutorial next time. And if you are new here, like to see my more upcoming videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Finally, if you like to work with me for any WordPress project, you can contact me through my website. Go to my website and click on this Get Started Now and you can fill this form. I will get back to you within next 24 hours. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.